The moving walkway exit is approaching. Please, watch your step.
Why is it so freaking hot today? What's up, Mikey? What are you doing?
I'm walking to work right now.
That's a good thing. You got
It is sunny weather.
It is Florida. We're slowly dying because it's. Did you see there's a heat advisory, 105 degrees today?
Yes.
That's insane.
Amazing.
Eddie, what's up?
What's up, Joey?
Another day in paradise, right, man?
I'm just hanging out with some celebrities at Coconut.
What?
Yeah,
Who do you know
man.
at Coconut?
Well, cool story. If anybody knows, and everybody's seen them, and of course we always know to be polite and respectful, but Joseph Sawyer, Joe Gacy, the wrestler for WWE that was part of the Wyatt Six, comes to Coconut often. I'm actually good friends with him, his family, his wife, great people.
Awesome, dude.
And it was so cool during HHN to like see him in front of me and get to chat with him and serve him a drink. And he had a house. And I mean, honestly, I think the Wyatt Six house was one of the secret loves of last year's HHN.
And one of the things I loved about that, also, my gosh, you dude, so quiet, Sal.
I am.
Why are you so quiet?
Because I'm in a bad mood.
What happened?
Because it's been 8 minutes since I heard anything about the Coconut Club.
Listen, Sal, don't worry. I got you, bud.
Oh, I bet.
I got you.
So one of the coolest parts about that Wyatt Six house is that the entire queue was indoor, because if you're at there's a funny tradition that the first night of HHN or Halloween Horror Nights, it always pours rain. It's a joke. Every night. It's a weird tradition, and it pours rain. So if you get stuck in one of those outdoor queues, you look like a drowned rat when you go into the first house. So it was always nice that the Wyatt Six house, the entire queue was indoors.
It's a risk we're willing to take, folks.
You ain't kidding. So today we're talking about some of the cool celebrities that we've met, some of the cool people that we've met in our line of work, in our time here in Orlando, Florida. And we've got a few. I'll start with a quick one because it just happened at MegaCon Orlando. We're at MegaCon, and Gemma loves Lord of the Rings. It's her favorite movie franchise of all time. And, of course, this year is the 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings. And she wanted to meet Elijah Wood. And so we went over, we waited in line, we paid the money for the autograph and the photo and everything. We get to the front, and she is absolutely starstruck. She didn't want to talk. You could see she was just like, and I'm like, hey, Mr. Wood, big fan, dude. Loved you in North, loved you in, like you're the amazing. Oh, thank you so much. He's like, I like your tattoos. And I'm like, I have a Lord of the Rings tattoo. He's like, that's pretty awesome. Like, what a nice guy. We took the picture. Gemma's eyes were closed.
Oh, no.
And I was like, we spent all that money and all that time. Literally, it's 6 o'clock. We walk back up to him. He's packing up. You can see he's ready to go. And I'm like, Mr. Wood, hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. I was like, we took a picture with you earlier, and my wife blinked during the picture. And he's like, no problem. And he looked at his publicist, and she's like, can we take another? I'm like,
What a dude.
I will speak.
awesome.
I'm like,
Dude,
I'm like, how much? He's like, no, you want to get a good picture? Let's take another. He took like 7 pictures with her and then looked at them and made sure that she had one. It's her profile picture. It has been for months now. So
It will be the one she will be buried with as well.
Absolutely.
No doubt, man.
Unfortunately for Joey, she sleeps with this picture.
Oh, dude, I can't be mad at her. She left me for a hobbit. What am I going to
It is what it
do?
is.
Right.
You know, I'm short. I have hairy feet. Like, come on.
There's worse people she could leave you for, Joey.
Thank you. I'll take the compliment.
It could be Sal. Don't want that to happen, okay?
I doubt that.
You dig it in
doubt
every
that.
shot you get.
Believe me, no.
Mike, what about
That's
you,
a long
Mikey?
on that one.
My experience, usually like us, we have to respect, when we got celebrities around. We have all over City Walk Universal. But the one that really got my attention that he actually talked to me, he was a really cool dude. His name is Vinny Mad Dog Lopez. He was actually Bruce Springsteen's original drummer.
Dude, I was like, why do I know
what?
that name? That's awesome.
It's not Max?
No, I didn't know
I
that
learned
either.
something.
Yeah,
Yep.
he plays in Bruce Springsteen's first 2 albums. And the funny thing is that the 2 albums, you don't think it's him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a James Taylor type of vibe thing. But it's funny because he was joking, so hey, I'm the only guy that got fired for that band. So he was cool about it, He's like, hey, I got fired, but I was the first one, wasn't Max.
It's
I was
his
like,
claim to fame.
That's awesome.
so,
dude.
but it's
That's
cool.
rad.
And I met him during Orlando Informant last year, so that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's excellent.
That's a good and positive experience.
Yeah, no, he's a nice guy, older guy, but pretty cool guy. But it's funny when he said, "I'm the only one that got fired."
That's awesome. It's cool when you meet these musicians that if MTV's gone, so we don't get to see cool music videos anymore. So
ball.
And sometimes you'll see these guys, and if you don't know them, if you're not a diehard member or fan of a band, you might not know what they look like. And I was at the Hard Rock. I used to work there, and I'll never forget this one guy. So again, super nice guy. Took him on a tour of the building, and he's like, I was actually in a country band for a long time. I was like, oh, no kidding, who? And he's like, you probably don't know us. And I'm like, who? And he goes, I was in a band called Confederate Railroad. And I'm like, you do the song Trashy Women. And he started laughing. He was like, is that the only song people remember us for?
Yes.
But it's so random when you meet some of these cool people and you never know who they are. Again, it's always when I worked at the Hard Rock. I'm at the front host stand, and it was me and 2 female hosts, and we're just chatting. And these, like, 2 or 3 guys come up to the front. Hey, can we get into the live concert hall? And I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. I can't let you into the live concert hall. There's a concert tonight. And they said, we know, we're here for it. And I was like, I'm so sorry. The doors don't open until 8 o'clock. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do. And they're like, I'll just call my manager. And I'm like, what? And the girls do the thing where they slowly turn and look at me. And they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, they wanted to get in. She goes, that's One Republic. And I was like a clothing brand? She's like, that's the band One Republic, you jackass. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I ran over. I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't. They're like, it's all right, man. You're not really our demographic.
Nice.
And so I opened the door. I let them in.
Yeah.
And later, the Hard Rock has a VIP bathroom outside of the John Lennon room just called the John Lennon bathrooms. They're super clean and super, like, they're awesome. And you're not supposed to use those bathrooms. Those are for the celebrities. And so I was coming out of that doorway. And the joke is if somebody sees you coming out of those bathrooms, you're fired. I wasn't coming out of the bathroom, but I was going into the elevator to go downstairs, and the door opens up, and there's the band with my manager. And I'm like, I'm done. And they're like, hey, do you know who we are yet? And they get in the elevator, and we go down. I start laughing. They start laughing, and the manager just looks at me like, I don't know what this was, but you need to get the out of here. It was
nice.
But it's so, and that's, it, again, old man moments.
Nice.
Wow, what? It's a One Republic. What? It's cool.
What happened to the other one?
So who'd you meet?
So, first of all, I want to say, if you've been listening to this podcast for the last few weeks, I just want to shout out my man Santiago over here. Because you have made mention to the Holy Trinity of New Jersey in the last few episodes. You mentioned Jovi, you mentioned Sinatra, and now you mentioned Springsteen. So,
He is the
I don't
mayor.
know if you are
Bruce.
from Puerto Rico or Newark.
Right.
But I'm going to say that I'm recognizing you, the Holy Trinity.
Thank you.
You got to keep listening. Now, who's next? Okay, so I got a story for you. I was bartending in Massachusetts on some sunny afternoon. It was a slower afternoon. It was quiet. And then what happens, this guy walks in. He's got a stroller with him. And, you know, he just wanted to be conversational, you know. And so it's, hey, how you doing, guy? Hey, what's happening? Let me get a gin and tonic. He takes his drink. He's kind of sitting in the bar a little bit, looking around a little. So I'm like, I wonder if this guy, he tried to read a room. It's like, maybe I will just kind of engage him a little bit. I said, hey, guy, and I'm going to tell you, you look like Anthony Michael Hall.
No.
And he goes, well, I hope they do because I am.
Oh, that's cool.
Anthony Michael. Now, I know that everyone, here's the line that I just put in the sand right here in the jar dirt. It's, if you were over 40, everyone just went, oh. If you were 39 and under, you went, Anthony.
What?
Yeah, Vacation? What movie's that? Saturday Night Live? Like, this guy really had a hell of a career. I started laughing. I said, oh my God, it really is you? Like, hey. So naturally, you know, I didn't know what to do. You know, you still want to read. Is this one of these guys that want to be engaged or he just wants to talk? And by the way, if he is listening right now, which I'm sure you are, but, you know, he's probably like, you know, this jackass. I try to play it cool. And I said, hey, you know, let's go. I'm going to leave if you need me for anything, you know. But, guy, you got to give it to me for a second. I mean, it is pretty cool that you're here, man. So it just laughs real fast. He's like, yeah, nah, it's good. He goes, anything you want to know?
Oh, cool.
And I went, ah. So right away you go, Breakfast Club, Breakfast Club, Breakfast Club. And I said, no, I don't want to be that guy. Yep. So out of nowhere, I was like, yeah, just real fast. Like, all these guys you met over the years, are you still friends with any of them? Which, not bad, right, on the moment? And he goes, yeah, you know, I got to be honest, man. Me and Downey are pretty tight, you know? Like,
no kidding.
So, you want to talk about name dropping Down? Like, yeah, man, no problem. Yeah, I can just pull him up on my phone right now.
Iron Man, you know?
No problem. So
up, Iron Man?
I was like, yeah, that's just amazing. I said, no, I'll leave you be, man. So, speeding up the end of the story, he has one, goes, he's by himself, and then his drink is empty. So I said, let me go over to him one more time. He says, you know, so at this point, what do you call him? Hey, Michael, you know, or is it like Mr. Hall? I'm with Mr. Hall.
Okay,
so,
smart.
Mr. Hall, listen, your drink's empty. You're still here. I just want to make sure you're good. He goes, you know what? Give me another one, man. I was like, oh, okay, Tanqueray. He goes, yeah, it's the whole way. So I bring it back one more time. I said, just real quick, what are you doing here? You just, I don't know. He goes, oh, my wife's spending money. I said, oh, he's trying to be affable.
Okay.
Thing. I says, by the way, I just want to let you know. Now, this guy's got a resume, but he was in that Reacher, right? Is that what the one thing he was in right at the time? I said, listen, man. I said, it's funny. I just seen you in Reacher, and this is why I have your face top of mind here. And he goes, oh, you've been watching? He goes, yeah. And he started, his face lit up, and he liked talking a little bit about the show.
And he was the father, right? He was the boss
or
the
was
father. Because
he?
his son,
His
son got saved by Alan Ritchson.
Oh,
Alan Ritchson, because he wants to be the new Batman, which I'm hoping that guy's phenomenal. The Reacher is a great show.
Yeah.
It is.
Great show.
Army guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was really, and that's why he enjoyed. It was great to engage with him a little bit, and then
Yeah.
peel off. And on a high note, send him out. So listen, you had a great career, man, and honestly, keep going because we're clearly still watching.
No, he killed
That's
it in
awesome.
Reacher.
That's awesome, dude.
Killed it.
Yeah, he was good. So
Yeah.
Eddie,
Michael Hall.
anything recent?
I mean, I wish I could make Alan Ritchson. That would be a dream come true. But I will say, and I'm kind of going to keep it on the vein of WWE because I'm a big fan.
That's cool.
And I know there's some other fans out there, and WWE and Universal kind of have a little thing going on, which is awesome. But Kevin Owens, I met Kevin Owens
Really?
in Coconut as well.
Cool.
And Kevin Owens was just literally hanging out because sometimes I believe they do like VIP tours, backstage tours for. Obviously, you're never going to see The Rock in Coconut, right? Or walking in City Walk. I don't think so.
Oh, without a bodyguard.
Right, exactly. So I believe him and like Cody Rhodes and stuff like that. They usually get VIP tours. But I've heard Cody Rhodes will be out there and say hello to guests and try to take pictures. They're all really cool.
That's awesome.
I've also met Damian Priest
Really?
2 HHNs ago.
Oh, nice.
Him and I believe it was actually The Rock's daughter was there with him.
No
It was Damian
kidding.
Priest, The Rock's daughter, and then another wrestler that was with him. Also, my stories aren't as elaborate as Sal's. I guess these interactions were a little quicker. The only one that I actually talk to on a regular basis, and he comes to me all the time, and I can consider him as a regular, would be Joe Gacy.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
When was the last time you bumped into him?
So actually, I saw his wife yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, his wife was at Coconut yesterday. They did a girls' night.
See, that's so
Yeah,
rad.
and he actually posted that we were talking about his wrestling stuff, so that's why I kind of plugged him earlier. But he is doing an indie show coming up pretty soon. I believe it's kind of like a spoof Halloween show. There's a couple other guys on it. So if you guys are fans of WWE, follow his social media. Joseph Sawyer, Joe Gacy, check him out, support him. Great guy.
Rad, man. I appreciate that. And just like that, we're kind of at halftime, so we will be right back after this brief commercial message. What's up, everybody? Joey from A Jar of Dirt. Just going to take today to say thank you. We made it to episode 10. That's right. We're in the double digits officially, and because of friends and family and people like you, we get to continue to do what we love. So today, we're just going to take a second to say thank you. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And let's get to the second half of the pod. Cool? Cool. And we are back having a discussion about some of the coolest people that we've ever met that have come to the theme parks. We've bumped into them in, on, or around town. Just some really nice guys. And I didn't even know this was a celebrity. Whenever you go to Rising Star Karaoke,
A local celebrity, guys.
I just thought he was the nicest human being on earth. My Aunt Mary Beth, God bless her, she's the coolest. She's my godmother, and she loves Elvis Presley. She loves Elvis Presley. Like, she is a favorite. For her birthday, she came down here, and I had a peanut butter and banana birthday cake made for her. And God bless them, at the Hard Rock Cafe, they have that room as the Elvis library. Everything in that room upstairs is all Elvis. Manager Trent blocked the room off for me and gave us the entire room for me, my mom, my aunt, their other sister. Just the four of us had the entire room. People thought we were celebrities. It was so cool.
Nice.
But that guy, when we met him later, he told my aunt that he was Elvis. And so now every time I go to Rising Star, I'm like, hey, my aunt misses you. She says hi. But what's his name?
Rich, the doorman at Rising Star. He's been there for many, many years. Also, I believe did the door for The Groove.
No kidding.
Back in the day. And
Oh,
he's
that's
got a
dated.
lot of people that know him Probably he doesn't know how many people that know him.
He has like long hair. Like,
Yeah.
The Jerry curl, right?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep, exactly.
been there.
Everybody knows him.
He's been there for so long, they built City Walk around him.
Correct. Yes, yes.
That's how long he's been
He
there.
is the staple.
What about, you told me, who did you meet at Margaritaville? Some guitar player.
Actually, yes, a couple years ago, it was a real slow night when I was working at night, and I see this guy wear a Fender shirt and long blonde hair, and I go like, "Oh, how you doing? You're a humble guy." I say, "Hey, you play music? I see you have a Fender, T-shirt." And he goes like, "Yeah, I play a little bit guitar." So just to make this short, we start talking, and he saw my name tag that said Puerto Rico, and I was like, "Oh, what part of Puerto Rico you are?" And I told him what I was, and he goes like, "Oh, I know this guy by his name's Noel," and I go like, he mentioned Noel's last name, and I go like, "I went to high school with this guy. we hang out in the same neighborhood." So when he told me who was, he texted Noel like, "Hey, do you know this guy?" He's like, "Yeah, that's Jeff Cummins from Sworn Enemy. Like, I bought his band to Puerto Rico to play," and I'm like, "Well, he's sitting in my bar."
That's awesome, dude. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know who's, my favorite is when you bump into somebody and you look at them and you're like, that's a celebrity. It's got to be. What do I know you from? And it's always something super random like, oh yeah, I was the guy that Jason killed in the seventh, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, or
This guy walking a dog.
and it's one of those where like even when Disney did the first Moana movie, a big portion of the extras were actually voiced by NFL players. So like Troy Polamalu is Villager 2. Like it's so
I mean, they're about to come out with a live action.
dude, The Rock is looking jacked.
I mean,
how old is he? He's got to be. Is he 50?
Listen,
Oh, definitely.
Really?
that
Yeah.
bloodline,
Sorry.
that's the fountain of youth right there, boy.
I ain't kidding. I wish I was Hawaiian. God, he's so jacked.
Speaking of
But,
Samoans,
But it's funny you say that when people like back of the house, because usually you see the celebrities, but you don't know about the other people, like the extras, the guys that plays all the hard parts on it. And Mardi Gras this year, I went with my wife to see Siggy Marley.
Oh, cool.
And when we went out, we went to a restaurant across the street to have some food because we were hungry. And I saw this guy on the table, and I look at my wife. I was like, "Oh my God, I know those guys. That's Siggy Marley's guitar player, and that's the drummer." And of course, I'm wearing a Bob Marley shirt.
Okay.
And the drummer is a new drummer. He's playing young kid. I didn't know I followed him on Instagram. And everybody's like, "Go shake their hand." I'm like, no, they're eating their table. And they're like, literally told me, "Come over here." And I shake their hand. So that was pretty cool. And I go like, "Man, I see you played a long, long time with Siggy. I see you on TV. Like I see Siggy a couple times. You always nail it. I had never seen you play it before. You kill on the drums." And they were like, "Thank you, man. Thank you."
That's
That's
awesome,
right.
man. What
So
a story.
I had a very, this is, and I'm talking, this is so random. I played in high school. I was in bands and stuff. And a friend
no
of mine.
way, Joey, for real?
I like it.
Limb Bizkit? You play music? All right. I didn't
we
know that.
moved to Florida, and this would have been probably about a decade ago. And I'm hanging out down at the office when I was working, and went to grab a bite to eat at a little all-you-can-eat Japanese, buffet type restaurant. And I'm sitting there minding my own business. I look up, and I see a dude who I'm pretty sure I graduated with. I'm like, he used to have long hair. Now he's got like a buzz cut. And I'm like, what? And I walk over, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm sorry to bother you. Did you perhaps grow up around Pittsburgh?" And he's like, "Joe Missant." And I go, "Rick!" And I gave him a big old hug. I haven't seen the guy forever. And I'm like, "What are you doing down here, man? You coming to Florida on vacation?" And he's like, "No, my band's playing here." I said, "Oh, what band?" He goes, "Dishwalla."
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
"Wait, you're the bass player for Dishwalla?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What? How? We used to listen to them when we were in high school." And he's like, "Yeah." It was just so crazy. And then they busted his balls. Like we're all eating like Chinese food and just living our best life. And they go, "See, Rick, you made it." And it's like, dude, you get roasted by the guys in your band. It was so
That's funny,
But
man.
you never know, like, who's.
Yeah.
It was like, I used to be in yearbook with this kid, and now he's like,
Still.
that was Dishwalla.
Recognized.
I remember them from an episode of Charmed.
You know what's funny about being recognized? So a lot of these celebrities, they come to Florida and they go to Disney. Other theme parks too, but it seems to be Disney's the big one, right?
Well, they have the kids that are that age.
And it's funny because
The
they like
attack
to
of the
be
strollers.
as like low profile, incognito as much as they can. But there was one celebrity, so I'm gonna laugh. You guys are gonna crack up. There was one that had to lean into his persona, and of course that was Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
I met Hulk.
Hulk, right? He had the colors on. He's walking around. He had to know. People had to see that Hulk was there. Of
course.
You met him?
So I do a lot of work with 104.1, and they were doing, they rented out the Rosen Center, the pool area, and Hulk Hogan was there and Burt Kreischer was there.
Okay, cool.
And Burt Kreischer came out, and I was so happy to see. He's so cool. And we're just hanging out by the pool. Everybody's just doing the radio thing. And I'm like, dude, can I get a picture with you? And he's like, you got to take your shirt off. I'm like, okay. So I have a picture of me and Burt Kreischer. We took our shirts off. We got our picture by the pool. And then Hulk Hogan comes over, and he gets asked a lot of the same questions, I can imagine.
Sure.
And so, of course, the one question I asked him, I said, Mr. Hogan, I was like, you call everybody brother. And I was like, is that just... Because he goes, honestly, I meet a lot of people, brother, and so it's easier for me to just call everybody brother, so I don't offend anybody if I don't know their name. You know what I mean, brother? And I was like, yeah, thank you.
Smart.
Like, what a nice guy. He was so nice.
That's cool.
So Eddie, you're telling me that you met DMX?
Yeah, so funny story.
Really?
Yeah, well, when we used to work at Lone Palm, I think you were actually, worked at
was
the time,
off.
but you weren't right. You weren't there. But he actually frequented Lone Palm. DMX used to come to,
Is he from here?
Yeah, he lived here. He used to come with his kids.
Okay.
Got a lot of them, I heard. But
X gonna give it to you.
famous guy.
Yeah, really.
Rough Riders.
Oh, dude.
Listen, I'm a New Yorker, so I grew up with the Rough Riders, DMX.
Heck yeah.
Was not Missy Elliott, but who was the woman? Eve, yes,
Nice.
Eve. She was part of the right, but and then the like when you talk to him, you sound like you're talking to a dog. No, I'm kidding. He didn't make dog sounds the whole time, but maybe sometimes. But really nice guy, and it was super cool because I honestly, to this point, I think in terms of in person and serving somebody, he was the most famous person I met. But he used to come often, regular at Lone Palm. And then there was another gentleman that I used to see a lot as well. And of course, DMX, rest his soul, RIP. He's not with us anymore, of course. But Bobby Lashley, another wrestler, old WWE guy.
Nice.
Now I believe he's with AEW. But wrestling, I guess my kind of through line there out of all of it is a lot of big wrestlers come through Orlando because obviously you have our connection with NXT and all that.
And the Wrestling Hall of Fame is downtown, correct?
There you go.
Yeah, the Wrestling Hall of Fame is in Orlando.
You know, a quick story share about celebrities and all this stuff in Lone Palm. Here's a quick version of it. Is I think you set me up on this one, Eddie.
Okay.
I think you might have. Or you
I
were
usually
Hurley.
set him up.
But yeah, So is this a fantasy? So here's what happens. One night we're there, and one of you guys said, "Oh, that's Ezekiel Elliott, the running back from the Cowboys from a few years ago."
Okay.
To me,
At the table.
at the table.
He was at the I
At the table. Remember this?
Yes, yes.
And and whoever did this, great call, because this guy really looked like him a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm staring, but you don't want to stare. But he was by my area, so I was like, so I think you guys got me. I didn't like say Zeke. I didn't, but I never got enough to know if it was him. But you got it in my head pretty hard.
Cowboys.
So pretty good. That was sometimes we bust each other's.
Right.
It was awesome. You got me on that one. I was like, I think he is Ezekiel Elliott. I think big boy.
So this is one that
Look at
is
Joey, it's Fred Durst.
all the time. This one is a story that my mom told me back when this is the 90s. All right. So my dad is I'm trying to think of the right way to say it because if he's listening to this, I don't want to piss him off. But so it's early 90s and
Italian fathers.
yes, right. And him and my mom, they're out in Vegas and they're sitting at a blackjack table and he's playing like $5 a hand, $10 a hand. And a guy comes and sits next to him. My mom says it was this nice-looking guy. His wife was beautiful, and they sit down, and he bets 25. So my dad says, oh, okay. So I'm going to bet 25. So this guy bets 50, so my dad bets 50. So this guy bets 100, so my dad's betting 100. And he's like, oh, you like to gamble, sir? And my old man's like, I do. I like to gamble a little bit. How about you? He goes, yeah. He goes, so what's your name? He's like, oh, I'm Joe Mazan. I'm from a little town called Elwood City, but it's outside of Pittsburgh, and I do real estate. And he's like, cool. And he goes, what's your name? And the guy looks at him and he goes, Troy. He's like, oh, it's interesting, Troy. What line of work are you in? He's like, I'm Troy Aikman. And he goes, right, what line of work are you in, Troy? I'm like, Dad, my dad was either a or a. He might have been both.
Wow.
Literally looks at Troy Aikman and goes, what line of work are you in, Troy?
Wow.
And I'm just like, and my mom, you can see my mom like just white as a ghost, no idea. And he's like, that's my family. That is a metaphor for my entire childhood.
The
Was he
most
upset?
famous quarterbacks
Yeah.
In all
Or
of
was
the
he
NFL.
upset?
Yeah.
Or he probably got a laugh out of it.
He
Like,
did.
hey,
He just
Right,
goes,
exactly.
and I can't remember what he said. My dad's like, "What line of work are you in?" And I think he said like car sales or something. He's like, "I sell cars." Like it was like a big
Nice.
joke. But I was like, "What an awe!" Just my dad. Just
What a story.
oh.
That's great, man.
All right. Well, guys, thank you again for hanging out with us, taking a walk down memory lane, enjoying some of the cool people we meet. So thank you, and we're going to put a lid on the jar. But before we do, a very special happy birthday to my loving aunt and godmother, Mary Beth Nacera. I love you, Aunt Mary, and happy birthday. See you next week.